They call it a practice session, but the fans need to know that it is absolutely a qualifying session. It pays points, and points get tallied up at the end of the weekend throughout the first race that will happen tomorrow, and of course the second race that will happen immediately, the IndyCar Series race on Sunday, and they add up all those. And qualifying will absolutely make the difference. We've seen it done many, many times. So it's an important. Of course, two of the absolute best will be competing out here in the Stadium Super Truck Series. Here at Long Beach inside of the Stadium Super Truck Series. So they have locked.
It's also their first race of the 2024 season. So a lot of nerves that have to get settled the first time they hit the. Be good to feel that, get that over with, right?
Absolutely, yeah. Suit, the helmet on, get some of the bugs out, get used to everything once again. We should also mention we have a couple of 15-year-olds in the field.
Two of which are not us.
Ben Mayer and of course Max. So it'll be interesting to watch, and both young drivers, very, very accomplished. Of course, Max with a couple of wins now, including a win. Podium. Robert Stout ended up third that day. Stout not out here this year. The reigning champ is not out here this year either. Gavin Harlan.
Here they come on shoreline for the first time. We got a double jump here. They're going to ease over it the first time here.
Get a good feel where the ramps are. From her supporters, they put together an effort there, so crowdfunding and money to put her inside of a truck, so a pretty cool way to get it done. The number 57 truck is a staple mark here. Bill Hines has been doing this in one. He has Explore Fitness and Well-Being as a sponsor on their truck. Out of San Diego, a two-time and reigning Southern Nevada off-road enthusiast, Class 6100 champion. Really cool twist. Both are back after making their debut here at Long Beach.
Here comes, I believe this is Robbie right here, isn't it, on shoreline?
That is Mr. Robbie Gordy. Brabham will provide plenty of challenge as well here. Matty Brabham, 83 Continental Tires sponsored machine is man here. Sir Jack Brabham, of course, the Formula One ace. His father with many, many championships across the board, and Matty definitely very talented.
I think if they inched that second jump here, the second ramp on shoreline, a couple of feet closer to the first one and flipped it around, Robbie could launch off the first one, actually use the second one as a landing ramp.
Might not work out so good for our rookies.
No. Well, it's a great Evel Knievel used to say, anybody can jump a motorcycle. It's the landing part that gets a little tricky.
Well put.
Same thing here.
Number 957 VP sponsored machine. That is driven by Miles Cheek out of Anaheim, California. 3 podiums last year, including here in Long
right
Beach.
on the nose. And that's where it starts to get interesting, Ken. These guys really start picking up the altitude here. Zoe doing a nice job, nice smooth flight pattern. Lands that thing beautifully. When you see the guys start to nose it over, they've really launched that thing out there. That's where it starts to get a little sketchy.
Yeah, if you see them nose in, you see them do a nosedive, that's because they went off the ramp flat-footed. They never lifted. A lot of times they'll breathe it just a little bit to load the chassis so it'll fly nose high.
And that's the other thing. We will see throughout the course of the race specifically when almost two guys are side by side or almost hitting the ramp at the same time, and that can cause real havoc in mid-flight. They
will absolutely. I don't know if we'll see it here today during qualifying, but that will absolutely happen during the race. And you're right. I mean, the guys that have been in these trucks for a while, they're very comfortable with each other, and they are not afraid to go off of a jump side by side with somebody, especially
what's
this
his
guy.
name again?
Yeah. Lands nose down, right upsets it a little bit, flies it off the next one, left side high. All good, man.
Landing it on the right rear, because that's the way you do it, just the way they draw it up, right?
Got a steering wheel, I'm all good.
Got it. best thing Robbie's done all weekend. So we had the media press conference yesterday to kick off the weekend. I was hosting it, working our way through all the different drivers that are here competing in all the different series, get to the Stadium Super Trucks. Literally 10 seconds into starting to announce who is here from the Stadium Super Trucks, Robbie walks in with Max in tow. Like, that is a veteran move right there. I don't need to be there for everything, just for my name. Right on cue.
Seems to have a knack for it, doesn't he?
Oh, gosh.
Ben Mayer in the number 67 truck, Power Plus Hero Manufacturing sponsored machine, made his SST debut in 2022 at the age of 13 years old. Had 5 top 5s and a podium finish at Nashville that year. Been running Trans Am TA2 as of late. And that is Miles Cheek in the number 957, the VP Fuels back machine, as we talked about before. A 4-time off-road champ. His father also an off-road champ.
Matty Brabham over the second jump.
Brabham, the third winningest driver in the history of the SST. 26 pulls, 77 wins, and 109 starts. 2-time champions we talked about before. Wins here 2017, 18, 19, and as we talked about, back-to-back wins last year.
Matty Brabham quickest so far with a 144.552. Robbie's right there with him with a 144.637. Then it's Max, 145.056. Cheek with a 146.090. Then Mayer rounding out the top 5.
Max Gordon at age 15, 2 poles, 2 wins, 6 podiums, 22 starts. Following right in the footsteps. An extremely talented young man for sure, and now very heavily involved in the series, as he's always has been, believe it or not. But at 15 now hands-on in terms of prepping trucks, so learning the mechanical side of it as well.
And a pretty rough crash not that long ago. Talking to Max just yesterday, he was talking about how he's still a little sore from that.
That is Max in the 77. That is Robbie, his father, right behind him in the 7 truck. You can hear a quick breathe of the throttle out of Ben Mayer, exactly how you want to do it, and fly that nose high. You can stuff the front end, and it's a bad day.
We've seen it. It's amazing the pounding these trucks can take, too.
No question about it. And I think about the ramps when you put 2 trucks on it at the same time, side by side.
These are not the lightest race cars on the property
moment
this weekend.
The 50 truck of Trey Hernquist getting after it here. Matty sailing by, and then, of course, Miles Cheek trying to get up there in the top 3 as well. It pays points in the top 3. Brabham currently now and has dropped that down to a 143.52. Max Gordon in the number 2 slot, a 144.13. Excellent job, just ahead of his father at a 144, still 0.6. Miles Cheek, 146.0. So Miles has a little bit left inside of that one. Ben Mayer inside of the top 5 as well. Both 15-year-olds inside of the top 5.
Yeah, so Max goes half a second quicker than his old man. You think Robbie grounds him when he's done at the end of the session?
No, I think Robbie digs it because he knows he's gonna have to pass him in a race.
Yeah. And the race format, we should talk about that a little bit, Ken. It's going to be different here for those folks that have never seen the Speed Stadium Super Trucks in action before, different than what you would normally see with like the Indy cars.
Exactly right, as Robbie comes down the front straightaway here again now in front of Max. So we'll see if Robbie was able to take advantage of some draft from Max, but you're absolutely right. We talked about how important this session is, effectively qualifying with 11 minutes left to go inside of it. What's also important is this will be a complete field inversion, so whoever qualifies number 1 will start 10th tomorrow, dead last. So they have to run through the entire field. It puts all the fast trucks in the back, and boom, it's on.
And then there's brakes during the race, too.
Yeah, your brakes you have, those are the brakes you get all weekend long. You start off with a fresh set, and that's it. So you can burn them up really quickly. You can burn them up here in this session right here, and you've got to deal with them the rest of the weekend.
And then they will also slow the session down during the race and bunch the field back up, too.
Yeah, I have not heard the exact number of laps in race format, but typically we will have 2 mandatory cautions that will bunch the field all back up. So they'll probably run about 3 laps, 3-4 laps, a mandatory caution, another 3 laps, mandatory caution, and then they'll have a shootout at the end. It is exciting always.
Basically, it's chaos, pause, more chaos.
Good agree more with that.
So Robbie Gordon now moves to number 1 with a 142.843. Matty Brown slots back to second, 143.319. Max now with a 144.137. So Dad says, oh, you think half a second's quick? Watch this.
And Cheek just closed it up. He's right there on Max now. Cheek found a second and a half. So he's right there in the hunt as the clock is ticking down. Oh, big moment there for Max. Nose diving down just a bit.
Here comes Robbie.
Robbie breathing that throttle there just a little bit. Keep tire speed up, rear tire speed up so it doesn't land real hard, shock the system, possibly break an axle. You can also see him hiking up that left front tire, man, as these things have a ton of torque. About 650 horsepower, they'll articulate that left front tire up in the air, and it's a lot of fun to watch them three-wheel around.
That's a good word, articulate. Not something I've heard mentioned around you that often.
I'm expanding, man.
That was too easy, right?
Low-hanging fruit.
Yeah. Yeah. That was an easy half a second on my lap time.
Clock winding down here.
According to a 142.843. That's the time to be right now.
Another 4 laps or so, maybe 5 if they get after it. Bill Hines, 146.4, chasing it here and qualifying. It's not unlike Bill Hines to hang around in the back so he can start off in the front. And he'll gladly tell you, man, I'm not fast enough to beat these fast guys, but if I start off in the front and get an advantage during the race, well, you never know. I might end up on the podium.
Here's Zoe.
Looks like Mad Max is going to pull it in here a little bit early, call it good. Unless maybe he has an issue with the truck.
And slower than Dad.
David Bernstein rolling across, two Guns Racing. He and RJ Stidham teaming up here. Wow, nice job of flying that thing for the number 7 off the first ramp and nose high off the second. So Robbie making some adjustments. Max back out there, so pulled in to take care of something and then right back at it. David Bernstein there bringing up the rear as Robbie Gordon still out front with 142.84. Brabham 143.3. So about a half second there. Then Max Gordon 143.75. Cheek 144.46. You know, Bill Hines now into the top 5.
You and I have both seen this Speed Stadium Super Trucks in action on numerous circuits. And I got to say, I think Long Beach is the perfect setting for this series. There's something about the length of shoreline, able to do the double jumps like this on the front straightaway. The fans packed right up along the fence line here. Absolutely love watching these guys in action. It just makes for a great setting for this series.
It's super cool because it's one of the few places where they have a double ramp.
Yes.
They go boom, and then they go a little bit of travel, and then hit that second ramp right away. And I'm telling you, man, you better have some quick hands if things go wrong after that first jump. The other thing that really happens, if you do land nose down and you put all the pressure on that front end, those 2 front tires, it's going to pull that steering wheel either left or right. And you better have some quick hands. You better be able to adjust quickly. And if there's another jump to follow it, it can go really wrong really quick. An extremely difficult truck to drive. They do everything backwards of what a regular race car would do, and it's all by design, courtesy of Robbie Gordon. He wants that thing to blow a big hole in the air. He wants to create a draft opportunity for the trucks that are behind so that there's some passing going on. So a lot of fun as looks like they're going to put on a show here. Is that Max up there up on 2 wheels? Oh, that's Matty, I believe.
Well, that's the other thing about this series. You spend a couple of seasons running this, and when you when you retire from this, you got a job waiting for you with a Joey Chitwood Thrill Show.
Haven't heard that name in a while. Just dating yourself there, buddy.
Yeah. Actually saw it live and in action, too.
As did I.
There's Maddie.
Wonderful stuff.
These guys look like they're done for the day.
Some of the players coming in here.
Ken's going to step out. He's got to go get ready to spot for the Corvette team with the IMSA WeatherTech Championship. So we'll finish up the call here. Just about 4.5 minutes left in this session. The first for our Speed Stadium Super Trucks. As soon as these guys are done, they'll take a minute to pull the ramps, and then we'll be cleared on the racetrack to bring the sports cars back out as we work our way towards our one and only session for the NTT IndyCars coming up later this afternoon. Welcome to the 49th Annual Acura Grand Prix of Long Beach on a beautiful afternoon here. If you've made your way out to the track this afternoon, glad to have you with us. Hope you're enjoying the sunshine and the 200-mile-an-hour beach party that is the Acura Grand Prix of Long Beach. As most of our competitors are now making their way on to pit lane. Here's Cheek coming in. Hines right behind him. Looks like Zoe's making her way around as well. Good opening session for our Speed Stadium Super Trucks. Get a good look at him here. Slowed down and all four wheels planted on the ground for the first time in a while. Zoe's pink machine, Mare, black 67. Bernstein and the Dayglow 23 as well. Just waiting on the man to make his way around. Robbie Gordon should be coming around soon, and everybody can get a good look at his truck up close at ground level.